stages. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now.
Over! 80! 56.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Back to throw. Caught left side, Williams. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back?
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to... And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. One last shot now for Rivers. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that's going to tie us at 13. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Smith on first down. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. They have great starting field position here in overtime. You can bet they're not thinking field goal. They want to win this now.
And we know with the still relatively new overtime rules, the mindset has changed for everyone around the league about getting the ball because you want to score the touchdown to end the game. In this case, for this type of field position, even more of an emphasis on that. Settling for a field goal would feel like a failure now.
They'll run with Davis. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Eight yards to go here on 2nd down.
Watch him now, Barney.
On the carry, it's Davis. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And they'll go with the ground attack here. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And Lambo can't hook this one back in. It's no good. Wide to the right, and that changes everything here in OT.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On 1st and 10, Smith. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
On 1st down, Smith. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on third down and 9. Throwing on third down. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. And picked up by the Chargers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game. Sometimes you get good ones. Sometimes you get bad ones. Sometimes you get great ones. And that's what we had here. What an exciting finish on that last big play.
And I think that as we look at it, when you're talking about a great finish, which went along with a game that obviously was dramatic because we did get into overtime, what type of play calls do you have left? What have you not shown? Or what have you made an adjustment to what you've worked on all the way through that's going to give you the play we saw to win the game? Because I know everyone's thinking that that was something that they just drew up. It might have been something they've been working on, and now they got the right matchup.
So for the Chargers, they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll get